Number 18. This is one of those problems that some people can just look at it and know the answer. And if you can do that, do that. It's one of those problems. I'm about to show you a way that might make it more complicated than it really needs to be. But if you have absolutely no idea how to solve this, I have to give you something to follow. So if you know how to do this one, I would just skip this video. Rob has 20 goals each year on his job performance form. This year, he reached 70% of his goals. To receive a bonus for the year, he must reach 80% of his goals. In order to receive a bonus next year, how many additional goals will Rob need to reach? So I'm going to use a picture to illustrate this problem. I'm going to draw a solid line with two endpoints. And down here, I'm going to put 0%, which is none. And up here, I'm going to put 100%, which is all. And they tell me that this goal form has 20 goals on it. So if he met all of them, 100%, he would have met 20. If he met none of them, or 0%, he would have met 0 goals. They tell us that he met 70%. So I'm going to put a line right here. We're going to call that 70%, and that's what he met this year. In order to get the bonus, I'm going to make this be red because this is the goal. He needs to meet 80% for the bonus. This is his target. So the company says, we'll give you a bonus if you just get to 80%. You don't have to make it all the way to 100 to get your bonus. So we're dealing with a lot of percentages and not a lot of goals, actual goals. Okay, so what we're questioning is how many he needs right in here. In other words, from that 70 to 80% difference there, and I said the word difference, that's important. What is that in actual goals? What does that little slice of the line actually represent? Well, let's use some elimination if we can. If that whole line is 20, just a random guess, what do you think that little sliver might be? I would say that it's going to be the 2 or the 8. So if I had to guess, I would guess one of those. I know that half of 20, even if we just put the halfway mark in, that's 50%. What's half of 20? Well, that's 10 actual goals. So if this line represents 10, that little sliver is not going to be 8. It's going to be 2, just by the process of reasoning. But let's prove that with mathematics. Let's figure out what we're actually doing here, math-wise. The first thing I'm going to do is subtract the 70 from the 80. Because the 70 is where he is, the 80 is where he wants to be, so that means that he has 10% to meet. And we know that in that little purple sliver there, that's 10% of the whole amount. And I just said it. 10% of the whole amount is what he needs. Well, what is the whole amount? The whole amount is 20 goals. So 10%, the word of means times. 10% times 20. 0.10 times 20 on your calculator will give you 2. If you use the ratio and proportion method, you can still do that. You would have percent over 100, part over whole. So 10 times 20 is 200, divided by 100 is 2. So either way, you will get the 2. You can also get it just by drawing a picture and reasoning your way through. I've done that many times. And most of the time, it works, especially if you use a picture and really take your time and think through it.